Let me get a cheeseburger, rare, no plancha, American cheese.
No, you got it.
Okay, well, with my order in place, I got my champagne ready, and we are here to celebrate the first year of the meat show. It was in this very diner, Joe Jr.'s, a humble little greasy spoon on the corner of 3rd Avenue and 16th Street that to me is the platonic ideal of an American dining place. However, what we're going to do today is celebrate the finest episodes in my opinion and our producer's opinion. Salute! You may have heard the word platonic on the meat show. The platonic ideal. Platonic ideal. The platonic ideal. Such as this incredible American cheeseburger from Joe Jr.'s Diner, which could have easily made the list, but Black's Barbecue in Lockhart, Texas, and had the very primal and very platonic beef short rib. We visited the oldest barbecue restaurant in what is generally considered the capital of barbecue in Texas. Really the essence of Texas barbecue. It is a simple rub of black pepper and salt, and then it's smoked over post oak for long hours, rendering all that fat out and just leaving one of the most ethereal bites of Texas barbecue you could ever hope for. God, this is so good. I know we're supposed to be doing a show, but I have to eat a bit more of this. We traveled far and wide this year. The next category is most exotic location. My favorite dish really is roast beef. There's always a Sunday roast. Even now, my favorite cut of beef is the prime rib at Smith & Wollensky in New York, and that's basically the same thing. But when you can have your favorite dish and something that's very familiar to you, and then really an exotic location, that's something that I really gravitate towards. And that's what I experienced in the island of Tashima, Japan, when I had some rare roasted beef at a restaurant by the sea. And it was just these really thinly sliced, perfectly rosy red, medium rare slivers of top round that was just amazingly tender. I mean, the beef in Japan is so marbled and fatty that even the cheaper cuts, like sirloin, kind of taste like prime rib. It was also an amazing location. It was not the best weather, but you're out there by the ocean. The waves are lapping up on the shore next to you. You can, off in the distance, you see all the other islands in the area. There's a mist in the mountaintops. And then you're sitting there and eating this incredibly flavorful beef that was grown right on the island. It's just a really amazing location. Agua, por favor?
No más agua.
Okay, vodka then. Gracias. So the most expensive bite, but I suppose it would be a toss-up between the flight of dry-aged steaks from Knife Steakhouse in Dallas, Texas, John Tisar's world-class steakhouse. Could possibly have been the Wagyu omakase I enjoyed in Tokyo, but I think that ultimately we're going to have to go with the dry-aged Wagyu at Moo Ramen in Long Island City, New York. What Chef Josh Smookler did over at Moo Ramen was take a piece of grade A5 with a 12 marbling score of Wagyu, hideously expensive beef imported directly from Japan, and he did something which nobody else has done in my experience. He dry-aged it for 400 days. That is unheard of. What we discovered was actually there was a piece of meat that you couldn't really eat as a steak, but as a component in a more composed dish, it had like a really unique flavor. That would be the most expensive thing I ate this year.
Keep going.
I love this cheeseburger so much. The meat show, even though my name is on it, really like, I do the least amount of work on this show, and the guys that actually make this a coherent and relevant show are mostly behind the camera. However, we're gonna bring the director, Nyle Emerson, out. Nyle was actually here at the inception of the meat show. We picked him up in Philadelphia and we dragged him up to New York, and he's been with us ever since. It's so nice to see you on this dimension instead of looking at you behind the lens.
I know, first appearance.
So all the meat shows that you've done, and we've traveled far and wide.
Yeah, across the country, across the world.
Across the world.
I would still have to say that my favorite bite was that very first bite in Philadelphia at Barclay Prime.
Really, the $120 cheesesteak.
Yeah, I think that really kind of converted me into a real meat lover.
Basically, his first experience was the best one, and it's been all downhill since then. But hopefully we can convince him to stick around. Why don't we toss us some of the sexy food porn that you put down on that episode, and we'll toast.
What was your best bite of the year?
I'm fairly certain my answer will always be the same. It is the prime rib at Smith & Wollensky. It is the piece of meat that got me into food writing. It's the piece of meat that has sort of become the linchpin of my entire career. Like that, to me, is always the reference point to why I do what I do. So I would say that's it, the prime rib at Smith & Wollensky.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers. I mean, all we really need now is a couple of cheeseburgers, right?
Yeah, right.
But thank you guys for watching. From us at The Meat Show, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next year.